and the community rule and the Damascus document, these all record different aspects of the disaster. An apostate generation with polluted bread on their altar, people under the dominion of Belial, whose deeds were a defilement in the age of wrath. They had gone astray in the secret things, presumably the teachings of the priesthood. Their Holy of Holies was empty. And the reason why is because they had destroyed the old religion. And the old religion did not come back with them after exile. This is the famous Zoharic teaching of Mother Wisdom, Lady Wisdom, is in exile just as Israel is in spiritual exile. So this is very interesting because of her background that she is bringing out. The context of the Bible is a context of visions, angelic visitations to earth from heaven, men having their celestial ascent, women having their celestial ascent, men and women being the earthly counterpart of the heavenly man and woman, and thus they have children as the heavenly parents have children. This was the religion of Israel that has been taken out of the Bible. We don't find it in the Bible right now because the Bible is a rewritten account. And it is an apostate rewritten account also. That's shocking, to say the least. Now that we're getting a little bit more idea of what the proper historical background and context is, let me just indicate through the scholarly literature the extent to this idea that the background, the basis of the biblical religion is polytheism in the form of the council of the gods, as the father of the gods, El, and his sons, along with his wives. He's a polygamist. He has 2 wives at least, 1 Asherah, and they produce the divine family. Well, let me give you an indication. This is out of the Hebrew Union College Annual for 1969-1970. This is an article by Matyahu Tsevat, T-S-E-V-A-T, God and the Gods in Assembly, an interpretation of Psalm 82. There's a scholarly article dealing with this council of the gods and interpreting the Psalm 82 as the council of the gods. Another one, Edwin C. Kingsbury. This is a very famous one. This is out of the Journal of Biblical Literature for 1964. This is The Prophets and the Council of Yahweh, where he describes the idea that the prophet visits the council of the gods, hears the decree of the gods, then the prophet comes back down and gives the message to the people. That's how they know he's a true prophet. He's been in that council of the gods. This is a huge brawling study here, one of my very favorites, that Julian Morgenstern wrote. Let me see if I can get the final part. This is the mythological background of Psalm 82. This is out of the Hebrew Union College Annual also. This is for 1939 by Julian Morgenstern, another very famous biblical scholar. This study is perhaps one of the most quoted studies on the interpretation of Psalm 82 there is. Absolutely phenomenal information on the genuine polytheism and the gods, the council of the gods. Another article that I thought was very good, not this one, is Assyrian Statecraft and the Prophets. This is in the, I was hoping I had this a little more organized. This is in the Harvard Theological Review. This is by John S. Holliday, Jr., Assyrian Statecraft and the Prophets of Israel. This is the Harvard Theological Review, Volume 63, 1970, pages 29 to 51. Another very interesting idea on how the statecraft of the nations. Well, as I was saying before I got so rudely cut off by my camera, the statecraft coincided with the other nations, and how this particular interpretation of Assyrian statecraft helped influence the idea of the state of Israel, and they patterned their politics and economics after the Council of the Gods idea in heaven. Kind of interesting there. G. Ernest Wright, in the Old Testament Against Its Environment, page 18 through 41, discusses these ideas of the Council of the Gods. William F. Albright, Yahweh and the Gods of Canaan. This is Athlane Press, University of London, 1968, where he's discussing the Canaanite religion and the pantheon and how it was influenced, Israel also. Very important study by Albright. Then there's another important study by David E. Stevens. This is in the Bibliotheca Sacra for April-June 1997. Does Deuteronomy 32:8 refer to sons of God or sons of Israel? They're still arguing back and forth, discussing it. In the Journal of Biblical Literature, Volume 67, 1948, Frank Moorcross and David Noel Friedman, The Blessing of Moses, where they discuss the implications of the Council of the Gods. And then Michael S. Heiser, he's on the internet. His huge website on the Council of the Gods, you must go visit that. He has lots of information on that. Deuteronomy 32:8 and the sons of God. Very excellent article. In the Journal of the Near Eastern Studies for July 1943, this is Thorkild Jacobson, Primitive Democracy in Ancient Mesopotamia, discussing the backgrounds to the Council of the Gods. The Ugaritic and Biblical Refame by Conrad Leheroux. This is in the Harvard Theological Review for 1974. It's another source that is very important on backgrounds. And then once again, Psalm 82. Once again, Gods or Men, Biblica, Volume 76, Number 2, 1995. This is by he didn't put his name until the end. I'm not going to be able to find it. By W.S. Prinsloo. So you can see that there has been, my whole point of this, that's an important study too. I'm going to reference this one. Oh, and that's an important study too. John A. Wilson. Now this is the Egyptologist, John A. Wilson, the one who looked at the Joseph Smith papyri. The Assembly of a Phoenician City. This is in the Journal of Near Eastern Studies for 1945. Frank Moorcross Jr., The Council of Yahweh in 2nd Isaiah. This is in the Journal of Near Eastern Studies for 1952. And so it goes. My whole point in bringing this up is to let you know that through the decades, there have been dozens of monographs and scholarly articles and lots of books discussing this principle of the Council of the Gods and how it works with polytheism. Now, does this refute Mormonism? No. I have something even more positively shocking to share with you, however, based on the bona fide, peer-reviewed biblical scholars and their research. See, none of this stuff is biased Mormon junk, as you critics love to present it. You give the LDS scholars no credit whatsoever. Okay, well, what about the biblical scholars then? This is peer-reviewed. This is bona fide. Harvard Theological Review isn't going to publish junk any more than Harvard University Press does. Get a University Press book. That book has been peer-reviewed. Every one of the books I'm showing you has been strictly peer-reviewed and gone over with a fine-tooth comb by myriads of scholars. It's an interesting process. Now, on this cultural context, on this religious context of the Bible, there have been several scholars notice something astonishing about divinity, about God, in the archaeologically discovered texts of El in the Canaanite pantheon, with his family. El and his wives, who get together and conceive and give birth to the gods, their sons and daughters.